Chapter 5. The Breakdown. It was just after midnight when the distress signal came in. Emma had just finished a call with Director Martin Hayes discussing the latest mining quotas when the alert flashed across her screen. She stared at the blinking red light, her heart sinking as she read the message. Harvester 12, pilot Alex Barlow, lost control. Crash at Outpost Delta. Casualties confirmed. Her hands trembled as she keyed in the emergency protocol, her mind racing. Emma? Luca's voice broke through the haze of her thoughts. What happened? She swallowed hard. Harvester 12, Alex Barlow. He's crashed. Outpost Delta. There are casualties. Luca's face went pale. God, not Barlow. He's been pushing himself so hard. No one's rotated him out for weeks. Emma nodded grimly. I know. He was one of the pilots who hadn't had a break in too long. The moments that followed were a blur. She and Luca coordinated with emergency teams, organizing a response to the crash site. The news spread quickly through the settlement. Alex Barlow, a veteran harvester pilot, had been overworked, his mind fraying under the pressure. He had snapped, his harvester veering off course, plowing into a small outpost where a handful of civilians and engineers had been stationed. By the time Emma arrived at the crash site, the devastation was apparent. A plume of dust still hung in the air, and the shattered remains of the harvester lay in a twisted heap of metal and rock. A few bodies were already covered with tarps, and the air smelled of burned electronics and charred material. The worst part, though, was the hollow silence that followed the chaos. The kind of silence that came when everything, all at once, felt too much. Emma stood frozen for a moment, her breath catching in her throat. She could hear her own heartbeat in her ears as she processed the scene. Alex Barlow was one of her own. She had personally vetted him, had trusted him to carry out the work that was so vital to their survival. And now he was gone, along with several others who had been caught in the crash. Emma, Luca's voice broke her reverie. We need to make sure the others are okay. There's a lot of work to do. Her gaze lifted from the wreckage, the weight of responsibility pressing down on her. I know, we'll take care of them. But in that moment, deep down, Emma knew that this was more than just a tragic accident. It was a warning, and it was one she had been afraid of for a long time.